All right, here's page one of Miss Awful. This is by Arthur Kavanaugh. I'm going to read through it and then answer the questions at the bottom for me, please. So let's look at what questions you need to answer. How would you describe Roger? Use specific text evidence from the story. Number two, how does Roger feel about Miss Wilson? Use evidence from the text. What did she do? And do you think that makes a good teacher? So there's a little bit of opinion based in that question as well. So just make sure that you can answer both of these when I'm done reading page one. Okay? Miss Awful by Arthur Kavanaugh. The whole episode of Miss Awful began for the Clarks at the dinner table one Sunday afternoon. Young Roger Clark was explaining why he could go off to Central Park with his father instead of staying home to finish his homework. Miss Wilson, his teacher, wouldn't be at school tomorrow, so who'd know the difference? She has to take care of a crisis, Roger explained. It's in Omaha. What is? His older sister Elizabeth inquired. For a kid in third grade, Roger, you talk doby. You fail to make sense. Roger ignored the insult. His sister was a condition of life he had to live with, like lions or snakes, poisonous ones. Teetering, as always, on the tilted back chair, feet wrapped around the legs, he continued. Till Miss Wilson gets back, we're having some other teacher. She flew to Omaha yesterday. He pushed some peas on his plate and was silent for a moment. I hope her plane don't crash, he said. Roger's mother patted his hand. A lively, outgoing youngster, as noisy and rambunctious as any 8-year-old, he had another side, tender and soft, which worried about people. Let the blind man who sold pencils outside the 5 and 10 on Broadway be absent from his post, and Roger worried that catastrophe had overtaken him. When Mrs. Loomis, a neighbor of the Clarks in the Greenwich Village brownstone, had entered the hospital, Roger's anxious queries had not ceased until she was discharged. And recently there was the cat, which had nested in the downstairs doorway at night. Roger had carried down saucers of milk, clucking with concern. Is the cat run away? Don't it have a home? So there was a lot of good characterizations in here, a lot of explicit characterizations. So please make sure you read back through this paragraph when answering number one. Virginia Clark assured her son, "You'll have Miss Wilson safely back before you know it. It's nice that you care so." Roger beamed with relief. "Well, I like Miss Wilson. She's fun. Last week, for instance, when Tommy Miller got tired of staying in his seat and lay down on the floor." "He did what?" Roger's father was roused from his post-dinner torpor. "Sure. Pretty soon the whole class was lying down. Know what Miss Wilson did? If you'll notice, Mother, if you'll notice, Mother," Elizabeth interjected, "he hasn't touched a single pea." "She lay down on the floor, too," Roger went on ecstatically. "She said we'll all have a rest. It was perfectly normal in the middle of the day. That's what I love about it, or that's what I love about St. Jeff's. It's fun." "Fun," snorted his sister. "School isn't supposed to be a fun fest. It's supposed to be filling that empty noodle of yours." Miss Wilson got down on the floor, Mr. Clark repeated. He had met Roger's teacher on occasion. She had struck him as capable yet excessively whimsical. She was a large woman to be getting down on floors, Mr. Clark thought. "What did the class do next?" he asked. Okay, so now please go and answer questions one and two. Number one, again, how would you describe Roger? Use evidence. And when I say use evidence, that means go back in the text, find one or two sentences that you can use to prove what you are saying. Answer them in complete sentences too. How does Roger feel about Miss Wilson? Again, use evidence from the text. So go back up there, read back through it, and find it. What did she do? Do you think that makes a good teacher? Okay, stop it there. Answer one and two, and then we'll go to page two after that.